That's when you let your guard down. You're humble because you're not too humble enough to listen to others. Now, a lot of people on YouTube, I don't really pay no attention. I'm going to talk about that in a second. One reason why I call this show Prove What? Because everybody wants you to prove. And that's mostly coming from suburban kids who's always had a spoon in their mouth and never wanted for nothing. Their parents take care of anything they cry for. Xbox, PlayStation, mama want a video game. Mom, dad. They don't know shit. So whenever you say something that their parents are even dumbfounded about, he needs to prove it. If you're going to talk about A, B, C, or D, you need to prove it. And with all the technology and Photoshop, people line their ass off with these documentation. Obama didn't even have a birth certificate, but he went and mustered something up and people are satisfied. People are stupid. With all this technology, be careful about documentations because that don't mean shit. A documentation is just as good as Photoshop. So that theory is blown out the water. And that's basically suburban America who's always prove. You know, that's why I named the show Prove What. So I'm going to get to that in a second. But whenever you're doing backpacking, get you some seeds in your backpack. And you can go to 7th Stage and click. These are the people I'm teaming up with. And they know what they're doing. You know, they got great food. They got good survival techniques. You can go on 7th Stage and click that big old icon, that pic, and look at it yourself. You know, you decide what's best for you. But I'm just saying, I've always tried to stay ahead of the game. That's why I'm connecting with people with like minds, think alike. I don't have to prove a damn thing to cheerleaders because all you're going to do is spend your rest of your life trolling. That's all you do. Which brings me to this commentary rather. Whenever someone has to put my name in their video, it's because they need me to succeed. You can take it as, oh, he's just so damn arrogant. No. That's just the truth. Because I don't care how many people talk trash about Yash. You'll never hear me bring their name up. Now, unless they're celebrity, like Tyrese or somebody. You know, what good reasons I need to come back when they say something. But a regular blowjo who does commentary, documentaries, or whatever they do, you'll never hear me put their name in my video and listen to their commentary and describe what they're doing and bash them. You know why? That's gay to me. That's straight gay. The people can decide whether or not they think you are credibility and leave you alone. But people like gossip. So that's why I say there's a difference between followers and fans. A follower wants to see when you fall in. That's why they fall. They follow everything you do because they ain't going to support nothing. They're trolling and they go back and forth. They'll come on your channel and subscribe to you. And then they go back to the channel who they like and say, yeah, I just subscribed to him. I'm going to keep up what he's doing and let you know what's going on. See, that's gay to me because you got to subscribe to keep gossip going. A fan doesn't do that. Sometimes fans don't even subscribe to your channel, but everything that they believe is positive, they hands on, whatever, survival food, trading, and it's going to benefit you. Entrepreneurship, they end with it. They support it because a lot of the things that I do, they can do now. You guys can day trade. You guys should be trying to put more food on your table while you still can, educating your babies instead of living a suburban life off your parents and getting mad at everybody that don't prove what your parents say they should prove because they dumbfounded. Most suburban kids come from dumb parents. College degree don't make you smart, man. I don't know why people think because they went to college, you book smart, but you're dumb as fuck with common sense. You all heard that people that's college degrees, they're book smart, but they don't have the notion of common sense. They don't know how to balance a checkbook. They don't know how to make ends meet. They don't know the common denominator of just balancing life because it's always somebody handing them something. Whenever you're in a struggle, mom, dad. Whenever you need a bus pass, mom, dad. Whenever they raise your tuition per semester, mom, dad. You're never doing it on your own. And the ones that's doing it on their own, they don't argue because they know the struggle. I would say 85 to 90% of suburban kids are brain dead. All they know is PlayStation, Game Station, GameStop. That's all they do and chase hoes. That's it. That's why If you really want to know what I'm talking about, go to the mall. 90% of the girls and dudes that live in suburban America, black and white, their heads are face down. They don't know shit. All they're doing is Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all the other shit. That's all they're doing. World star. That's it. Head is down while they walking. Head texting. They can't walk away from their phone for 2 minutes. And them the main ones that come on YouTube, prove it. Prove it. Prove what? Even if you proved it, how did you know? Who told you? So you can never get out of that dilemma. Just say fuck them and keep it moving. When you're doing commentary, it's up to the people to investigate after you what you say to draw their own conclusion. When a man puts your commentary on his channel and try to debunk what you say, that's gay to me. Case in point, there's a guy out there that says, cheap journalism. I'm going to tell you, I don't respect journalism who chops up a man's, who chops up folks' commentary to fit their own needs so that they have some dialogue to talk about. That's some shit they used to do in the 60s and 70s. And I can see it's a lot on YouTube. I can give you a case in point. Let's say I was talking about billionaires and I said, being a billionaire is cool, but it's not for me. Now, cheap journalism would not let me finish. They would go back and cut the part off when I said it's not for me and go with the part when I said being a billionaire is cool. So then they will paste shit together like, see, he desires billionaires. He wants to be a billionaire. But if you listen to the whole interview, it said being a billionaire is cool, but it's not for me. And this is what this dude did with my, I was talking about Michael Jackson. And I would never give the guy satisfaction in saying his name. Because why? I don't give commentary people glory on my channels. You got to work you got to work to succeed, man. That's the easy way out. I'm going to say something about him. Then he going to say something about me. Then I'm going to get me a flood of people. Because if you know good commentary, you can say there was a guy on YouTube that said something about Michael Jackson and this is my take. Okay, I got it. But when you have to put somebody's name on your video as far as a commentary guy, if they're celebrities, it is what it is. Okay. They done hoard themselves already, but I'm just pointing out, you put somebody's name on your commentary and then you come back and let their dialogue play on your video. That's gay. That's not the way you debunk something. If someone said that Prince death is a hoax, then it's stupid. I've been talking about how Prince, they was after Prince for the longest. Okay. I know for a fact they was after Prince after Michael Jackson. They just didn't have the right timing. And all the people who was trollers came to my channel and say, prove it. Right? Now, y'all know the true followers, the true fans that's been keeping up with me. Just go back. Prove it, right? So when that happened to Prince, the people who was following true fans, they knew what went on. It didn't make sense. The man is totally healthy. A flu killed him? No, he took his catalog. That would kill him. And he wouldn't give it back because they asked for it back. And they also had Will Smith to reach out for the last time and talk to him. That last call that Will Smith had with Prince, Will Smith was trying to convince Prince, hey, man, just give him the masters. No. Okay. And guess who else knew how Prince died? Sheila E. There's only two people he talked to, and they're not even bringing that in. Prince's last conversation was not just with Will Smith. Before Will Smith, he was talking to Sheila E., and she knew how Prince died. She knew Prince said he was going to get killed for his catalog. Sheila E. No, did not Sheila E. say, I know how he died, but I can't say that. When people say that, don't y'all question that? So, but I said this long ago, right after I knew they wanted Prince afterwards because Prince and Michael had that same dilemma. I want my masters. And then people say, well, how come, Aretha Franklin's still alive? How come such and such? Because they never fought for their masters. D'Angelo is not dead because he don't want his masters. Lenny Kravitz still alive because he never tried to get his catalog. Whenever you try to get your catalog, they're going to kill you. Paul McCartney never wanted his catalog back. Led Zeppelin is still alive, most of them. Robert Plant and Jimmy Page is still alive. They never asked for their catalog. You see that? And trust this. Listen to what I'm telling you. They did not want to kill Prince. That's why Will Smith was the last hope. They was going to kill another celebrity, but it wasn't going to be Prince because they figured they can still make money with Prince. But they wanted that catalog back. He took him 18 years to win it. They said, okay, you proved your point. You had it for a year. Now let's give it back, man. Come on. We made you Prince. And this is the thing I don't understand. For 10 years, they gave Prince $10 million a year for 10 years. And that ain't enough. Man, fuck the masters. They could do whatever they wanted to with them damn masters. That's just greedy. So Will Smith calls him up, hey man, they're going to get you. And you probably already know how they play this game. Give them the masters back. Because right now you're saying you don't want them to have the masters. Correct. This is Prince. Correct. But Prince, when you're dead, they still going to have them. Well, that's the only way they're going to get them. I'm not making mockery. I'm just making a point. Come on, man. It wasn't really that serious. People say he fought to the end. No. The truth of the matter, Prince was tired. He was tired of being hoarded out. I told you once they hit them 50s, they can't do it no more. But Will Smith was trying to convince him, just give him the masters. He said no. So after he said no, Will Smith had to call back the elite. He said no. Who? Because they was going to take somebody. And they need somebody high up for the queen. So Prince, okay, since he don't want to do this, we'll take him on the 21st and we'll celebrate the queen's birthday. It went perfectly. And everybody trying to say, listen to the lyrics of Sometimes It Snows in April, listen to Let's Go Crazy. But if y'all really want to know how Prince was crying out, let's go back to the 1999 double album with the All Seeing Eye on the vinyl. Listen to a song called Free. That's what he was really wanted out then. In 1997, Prince wanted out. After 1999, Prince wanted out then. So Let's Go Crazy talks a good game about the elevator, but go listen to the song called Free from the double album called 1999. He's really talking about the industry getting out. You're glad that you're free to change your mind, free to go anywhere, anytime. He couldn't do that because once you sell your soul, they tell you where to go. They tell you who to marry. They tell you what to do. He wasn't free. Can't y'all see? Why did he name his album when he called himself the symbol Emancipation? He said he wanted to break the chains. He couldn't break the chains because for the rest of his life, they own him. Even distribution, he couldn't get distribution. Warner Brothers still had to do that. Look at MPG Records. Who did it? Who does the distribution? Warner Brothers. So now $800 million estate, they're going to split it equally with Taka Nelson getting the most, and then the rest will fall as they may. They still don't know what to do with Paisley Park. You see that? And people say, prove it. Prove what? They're not done. Kid Rock manager just died. That was a sacrifice so he can come up. Prove what? They're not done. You got Will Smith, Denzel, and you probably say, well, what about the white actors? They're going to get them. But they always start with blacks first. You know that, right? They always. There's going to be more actresses die as the time goes as well. Okay? They're going to, you have to really be careful about being high up in Hollywood. The higher you are, the more they want you to do. And then once they get to that point where they can't use you no more, they figure, well, let's kill him or kill her off. See, they still had, Prince was still young looking and he could sell out everywhere he go. He could play his ass off. So he still sound good. They didn't have a beef with that. They knew they could ride Prince coattail for another 10, 15 years because he had that much in him. But he wanted that catalog. That's what shortened his time. That's the trend. That's what shortened his time. Now, I said this once before. Believe me, what I tell you, somebody gonna bear it all. Now, I can't tell you who, but I can tell you for a fact, somebody gonna bear it all. It's gonna shock the hell out of y'all when they tell you. And here we go. Prove it. Suburban kids, right? So I'm going to finish this story and be done. So the guy I call cheap journalism, he records one of my commentaries from YouTube. And I'm talking about Michael Jackson's head being on fire, right? Now, everybody makes a mistake. Like I said earlier, you can say things like, I want to be a billionaire. It's cool, but it's not for me. They don't let you finish. They cut that part off and copy paste. So it make great journalism. That's called cheap douchebag prick journalism. And this is what this dude is. He goes to a part where I said Michael Jackson head was cut off, and I stopped and said, "Oh man, I'm tripping. I mean, half his head was burnt. Okay, damaged where his follicles in his hair couldn't grow. He didn't let that finish. He just went and he cut it to make it fit his protocol. See there, look at this guy. He said his head was removed. See, this is the thing I'm talking about. And them dumbass suburban kids fell for it. It's like, yeah, I see what you're saying. See, that's cheap journalism. Because if you're going to do a commentary, let the person speak. Because I'll never bring you on my show and never bring up your name. But thanks for the kudos, because half the people that you thought would be inquisitive and say, ugh, fuck them, they subscribe. Now, I know they want to be entertained, but a lot of them came to 7stage.com and subscribed. You see, you can't become a name, or you can't really be an entrepreneur unless you have some haters. And a lot of times people will promote you out of ignorance, out of his ignorance. He thought by cutting up my commentary would make him look great, but actually all those folks came my way. I would say a good 80% of them. Okay, seriously. And then some of them were so curious about, because all my work stops at YouTube, they went and became members for 7 Stage. He's such an ass. And he thinking he got all these supporters, and they saying this dude is off his rocker, saying, if I was going to put you on my show, I would just try to prove my point. I wouldn't drag your name all over. My sentiments exactly. You know how many people ask me about certain brothers that do commentary? Do you think he fake? Do you think? I told them, I stop them in their booths. I do not bash another guy doing what I do. Only celebrities, because they lying to the little ones. See that? So if you got to put my name in your video or have my voice playing, you need me. I don't need you. You need me. And you hoping I say something about you. That's gay to me.